This is the Honey Blonde Ale we've got at BIY Homebrew Supply. A kit I made up. Nice blonde ale with a little hint of a locally produced honey. A manna-based company called Noble Bee Honey. Oh, it's so refreshing. It's nice, it's hot. I just took a shower because I mowed the yard and I was a hot mess. But wanted to show you guys this beer. Didn't make a making of this one. But you can see the color. Just beautiful. I'm trying to keep it out of the sun's rays. But yeah. It's real light on the honey. It's only 1 pound added, and in my instructions and the way that I did it, I added it right as it was getting to like 80 degrees. So when it was still warm but not hot by any means, I didn't want to damage any of the character of the honey. Fermented out nice and dry, and you get a little bit of like a nice honey flavor in this one. It was the honey was, you get a little bit of a, not necessarily like honey, like overpowering, you know, wildflower, but it's good. It's really good. You get a little bit of floral out of it. The hops balance it out, in my opinion. It's got a nice sort of zest to it. So yeah, just wanted to share this one with you guys, and also answer a couple questions folks have sent me about honey. I always support local, so if you've got local honey, definitely pick that up, as long as it's good, of course. And if you don't, you know, maybe check out our shop, BIY Homebrew. Noble Bee Honey, really phenomenal stuff. Not the cheapest in the world, but it's always top notch. In this recipe, we put in 1 pound. Oh, and naturally he's coming by with a lawnmower. So, yeah, 1 pound, and we added it, yeah, like I said, it was right around when it was about, it's probably about 85 degrees. Definitely not super duper hot. While he goes by, I'm going to savor the moment. Coming by for round 2. Oh man. I'd say you probably get a little bit of a honey nose to it, not a whole lot. I fermented this one at about 68 degrees. Fermented really clean. It's got not a lot of yeast character at all. You get a nice light malt. The hops are just really nice and pleasant. Not super, it's not hoppy at all. It's a blonde ale, so it's not overboard in any one direction. The honey's a nice compliment, so give it a try. It's one actually we are having a hard time keeping on the shelves. So. But yeah, so added this one. I always recommend folks add honey later on, like while it's cooling. The honey itself doesn't need to be pasteurized. It probably doesn't have anything grown in it, especially if it's a new thing of honey. So just pour it in while you're cooling the batch down. No need to boil it and destroy those delicate honey flavors. And same deal for meads, you know. We've got folks mix it in with hot water. The rate I've seen standard is about 3 to 5 pounds per gallon, and then it depends upon what yeast you put in there to see what you know, what alcohol percentage you get and how much residual honey is left. I'm not a fan of dry meads. I've pretty much determined that. We had one of our awesome customers brought me by a bottle of mead, and everyone says that they love it, but I don't dig it. So, but I have a very sweet mead, from Galena Cellars. It's a winery over in Galena, Illinois. It's our favorite winery. It's actually the only winery we actually buy, you know, wines by the case from. We don't even buy wines in the grocery store anymore. There's too much sulfites and crap in there. But Galena Cellars is phenomenal. Check them out if you're in Galena, Illinois. Definitely worth the trip out there. And they've got a beautiful vineyard. Anyway, I'm going on. Their mead is very sweet. I would imagine I believe they said it was about 10% alcohol, so lower on the wine side. But it's got a really good honey character to it. So it's not that bone dry sort of bug tasting mead, you know. Hey, man. Oh, and I forgot to show. This is Finn. We adopted him a couple weeks ago. Finny. They're getting along great, so. Are you going to help me finish my video? You smell that? He doesn't like beer anyway, which is good. Hops and dogs don't get along. But yeah, mead's 3 to 5 pounds. I guess I'm a fan of sweet meads in that regard. I don't actually like a lot of other sweet wines, but yeah, sweet mead from Galena Cellars, I'll take that any day. And then when it comes to honey and other uses, you know, you can use honey as a priming sugar. You can use it as a additional fermentable, you know, if you're looking to just beef up the alcohol content. Gosh, I mean, pretty much any place where you would have a need for a sugar or maybe like the honey character, you know, throw in a pound or two, you know, it certainly can't hurt. I use Beersmith, and they've got honey in there as a line item, so I sort of went by it on its calculations, and you know, when it came down to it, my OG was about the same with this batch when thrown in the honey, so seems to be fairly accurate. I would imagine batch to batch honeys are a little bit different, you know, obviously sugar content's going to be a little bit different, but yeah, I mean, definitely don't be afraid of using honey. I've seen some folks that'll do meads that are like caramelized honey. I've never tried anything like that where you boil the honey to literally make almost like a carameled thing. That's, I don't know. Again, never tasted it, never made it. I can't vouch for it, but you know, if you guys make meads and stuff at home, and you've got comments on that, please leave them down in the comment section. Let's start a back and forth about this. The use of honey in beers, I've seen anyway, at like local breweries around here, is stepping up a notch. We've got a lot of folks that have been asking about doing meads and doing high honey, lighter type beers. So getting your additional fermentables out of that. And I don't know if that's just a regional thing or if it's, you know, just a current trend. I don't remember seeing any magazines as of late that featured a whole lot of honey, but it's definitely worth it. I like it a lot. This, again, BIY homebrew supply. It's the honey blonde. We'll carry it all the time, I think, because I really dig how this recipe came out. It's just so refreshing, and on a hot ass day like today, really nice. So, oh yeah, we also my dad brought this up. I don't like clowns, so we'll leave it outside here, right out in the front. So. Oh, with that, cheers YouTube, thanks for watching. Just wanted to give you a little update as to, you know, what beers I've got going. Like I said, this beer actually, the process is the exact same as many of the other beers that I've done. Extract with steeping grains, but the main change up was adding that honey while it was cooling. On the fairly cool side already. In fact, we waited, you know, it was groundwater temperature's pretty high, so we're sitting there waiting for it to cool down. I almost forgot to put the honey in. My brother actually saved it. He was like, Joe, did you put the honey in this? And I'm like, no, honey blonde with no honey in it. That would not be a honey blonde. So anyway, I'm rambling. Cheers YouTube, thanks for watching. We'll catch you around. Oh man, you tell them, Don. Oh man. No, you can say hi to YouTube. Say hi YouTube. Hi YouTube. See, I don't like that stuff.